Hello and welcome to Taribio Speaks. Today I have something on my mind. It's something I've had percolating in my mind for a while. And so I decided today I should talk about it. And that is about legacies, the kind of legacies we leave. And this is a video that might have maybe part one and two because there are other issues, but I don't want to make each video too long so I don't lose you. So we're talking about legacies, the kind of legacies we leave behind. There are people, many people, in fact, are concerned about the kind of legacies they leave behind, what their children inherit in terms of property, assets, and they are also concerned about how their children are treated, the quality of life their children will live in relation to others, especially how people will view their children when they are gone because of the kind of things they have done and the kind of lifestyles they have lived. Now, this is a very good thing. Then we have some people who don't care about what happens. As long as they are gone, to them they are gone. It doesn't matter what happened. This set of people are very dangerous people to deal with. Why? They can do anything to get ahead. They are always looking out for number one. It doesn't matter how they get there. It doesn't matter what happens. That is why we see people who are looking for quick means to make wealth, because they are not concerned about what happens after they are gone. So these are dangerous set of people, and when you're dealing with this kind of persons, you have to be careful. And if you're moving with this kind of persons, you also have to be very careful. So I'm going to cite a portion in the Bible. Now, this character I'm going to talk about is not a bad person necessarily. No, he served God all the days of his life, but he made a mistake. And there was a statement he made after he made the mistake that brought this thought to my mind. So, we have heard about King Hezekiah, and all of us love King Hezekiah, and we have used Hezekiah as a point of reference when we're asking for something from God. Because for those who know, King Hezekiah was sick, and Isaiah the prophet, God told him to tell Hezekiah that he will not recover from the sickness, that he was going to die. And of course, Hezekiah went to God with his strong reasons and told God all the things he had done. Now, for those who are Bible scholars, you'll remember that if you have read the book of Chronicles, especially First and Second Chronicles, where the kings were, you will see so many bad and terrible kings that were in Israel. Hezekiah wasn't one of them. And so, because he had taken down some of those altars that had been built for different gods, God loved him. He did well. And so, when he asked God for more time, God sent Isaiah back to him to tell him he'll live for another 15 years. Now, the story I'm about to talk about happened during these 15 years that God gave to him. He made a mistake in that 15 years. I'm not going to talk about the fact that he gave birth to a son that became a reproach during that 15 years. You know, sometimes God is all seeing and we want what we want now. God sees the end, and so sometimes he wants to spare us and he decides, you gotta go. So, but because Hezekiah had brought his strong reasons, God said, okay, I'll let you stay for 15 years. Now, during that 15 years, he gave birth to a son who is a reproach, and then he made a mistake. What did he do? In 38, he was sick, Isaiah 38. In 39, he received an envoy from Babylon. Now, for those who have been reading the Bible, you know that the Israelites were taken captives to Babylon. They became slaves. So an envoy came. This was before the Israelites were taken as slaves, long, long before. An envoy came from Babylon. Now, what did Hezekiah do? Let's read. In the book of Isaiah 39, it said, at the time, Merodach, Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present to Hezekiah, for he had heard that he had been sick and was recovered. And Hezekiah was glad of them and showed them the house of his precious things, the silver and the gold and the spices, and the precious ointment, and all the house of his armor, and all that was found in his treasures. There was nothing in his house, nor in all his dominion, that Hezekiah showed them not. Then came Isaiah the prophet unto King Hezekiah, this is verse 3, and said unto him, What said these men, and from whence came they unto thee? And Hezekiah said, They are come from a far country unto me, even from Babylon. Then said he, What have they seen in thy house? And Hezekiah answered, All that is in my house have they seen. There is nothing among my treasures that I have not shown them. Then said Isaiah to Hezekiah, Hear the word of the Lord of hosts. Behold, the days come, that all that is in thy house, and that which thy fathers have laid up in store until this day, shall be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, said the Lord. And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, shall they take away, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. Now, this is the part that interests me. This is verse 8. I would like for you to read again. That is Isaiah 39. Verse 8 is where concerns this particular video. I'll talk about maybe the rest of verse 39 in subsequent videos if I have the time. Now, this is what Hezekiah said in verse 8. Then said Hezekiah to Isaiah, Good is the word of the Lord, which thou hast spoken. He said, Moreover, for there shall be peace and truth in my days. Remember when Isaiah told Hezekiah that he was going to die? Hezekiah was passionate. He reminded God of all the good things he had done, and God gave him 15 more years. Now, when he went to show the people from Babylon everything he had and everything under his domain, all the riches and wealth, and Isaiah told him what was going to happen. Your children will be sent to Babylon as eunuchs, and they will be there serving in Babylon. And they will cut away all these treasures that you have shown them. Hezekiah did not go back to God and cry and give strong reasons. What did he say? He said, Good is the word of the Lord. His word will come through. Moreover, my own days, there will be truth and peace. So he wasn't as long as in his own days nothing happens, it doesn't touch him. It will happen in the time of my children, no problem. Now, I'm citing this not because Hezekiah is a bad person, but I'm saying be careful of those who are not concerned about legacy, what happens after. As long as it doesn't happen to them, it doesn't happen during their time. That's why you see people do anything they can to get ahead. Be careful of such people who are not concerned about posterity. They are not concerned about legacy. Be very careful. And so let me hear your comments, your own views in the comment section. Remember, I'm not an authority. I just say it like I say it. So if you think what I've said is not true, leave your comment. If you think it's true, leave your comment. Like, share, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If it's on my Facebook page, you can follow the page and share so others too can get some of these videos. Bye-bye to the next video. I'm Taribiu Speaks.